Well, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 6. We're going to present our performance in the debate to fulfill the speaking subject. So the motion of our debate today is debate will be consist of two sections. So let's start the first second. Let's start. Okay, give me about our motion. Based on our motion, traditional classroom is the best choice than online learning. I agree with that because in traditional class, make it easy for us to interact directly with directly. Where learning have time and explanation from the lecturer is even though we can private message the lecturer, I think it's not the solution because now the lecturer has many activities and who gives question to the lecturer is many students and it's very difficult to get an explanation about the material. For example, lecture sends material with video or voice recording. Of course, it will take a long time for us to listen. And while we have another class schedule. And also in traditional class, students will focus on learning. In contrast, during application, so we'll make the focus on student divided. And by traditional cheating in learning will be reduced, and because during online learning will make the student lazy and finally just copy paste the task from Google then online learning. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Tunggu lu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I
Waalaikumsalam.
disagree with Meri Andisa's opinion. In my opinion about online learning, the students are not required regularly to come to campus like we do when attending the traditional classroom. Online learning is one of the effective learning tools. Lecturers and students can communicate using internet media. Lecturers can provide learning material in the form of file, video, or you can also view the information from campus only by cell phone, and there is no need to come to the campus. In traditional classroom, we can only do learning in the classroom. Whereas in online learning, we can take lesson anywhere and anytime as long as we have the internet connection. And online learning have several advantages that can save transportation costs or even a place to stay if the is chosen in the university and outside. And about the question and answer about the materials in learning online are flexible because they can be asked through chat to lecturer and classmates. Students can look back at the material because the material is usually a form of modules that can be downloaded and stored on the mobile phone. Online learning.
Lah.
Dari mana orang ulang kok? Online learning also have several benefits. The first benefit of online learning is in terms of practice. With online learning, interaction between teacher and students will be more practical because they do not have to go to the campus to meet. In addition, there is no classroom as a place of form learning. Teaching and learning can take place anywhere as long as it is conducive and can help
learning item in class, such as a teacher with marker and blackboards, and well as student with notes and pens. You will get more interaction. You will get more interesting teaching with various media format. Maybe it is the photo, videos, or audio. Everything will give you a more enjoyable learning experience. And in traditional classroom, students need to take notes or to make copy of the subject matter for themselves. Another method is to copy the material, but this method will require prepare the media. So this is not very practical. Another benefit of online learning is that it uses media that allows students have to record and store material provided in digital form. Okay, that's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Annisa Ananda in 2018. I would like to respond to Iink Rahmawani's statement. It is true that online class can be done anywhere and can send the material via WhatsApp classroom or something like. For the students who have the cell phone or have the phone with the large storage. And then what do you think about the students who have large storage? And then what is about the students who live in the village? It is very difficult for them to the internet. Sometimes, if the electricity goes out, the network or lost. And also, the third is about the I think that not everyone can buy internet quota 2 until 3 times a month for a class online. I think not everyone can be like that. And the last one is about the delivery of the material. Then, delivery. The last point is delivery of material. I think then with delivery material, in my opinion, the traditional classes is more effective and can be easily to understood by students than the online class. My opinion. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Well, I am Nesi Ramadani. I will rebut Annisa Ananda's argument that state traditional class is the best choice because in online learning, the student will have a problem. The first is about internet connection. The second is about internet quota, and the third is about the lower of storage of smartphones. I think this problem can solve. And there are solutions for each problem. The first is in internet connection problem. The solution is if the students have problem with internet connection, as we know that our lecturer give students to submit the task late. So there are dispensation time for students, and then there are additional times for students that have problem in the internet connection. The second problem that student have is the student get problem in the internet quota. I think no matter in learning or traditional class, the students still buy internet quota for their needs. So they still buy internet quota as they want. So it is not can a reason why the traditional class is the best. Is the best choice. And the third is the problem the student get in the offline learning is about the low storage of smartphone. I think if the students are doing a traditional class, it means that students have to far from their parents, so the student have to pay for boarding fee and then have to earn much money to pay daily need because they are from their parents. So it is mean that the traditional class more earn much money than online learning because the solution is in about the low storage of smartphone. The solution is the students have to buy memory card to solve that problem. So I think that cannot be as a reason why the traditional class is the best than online learning. So in my opinion, the traditional class is not the best choice than online learning. So that's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Tunggu dulu.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I clearly don't agree with Nesi Ramadani's argument because our government has arranged it in such a way and decided the learning process as best as possible by choosing the traditional class or offline class. Because that is indeed the most effective way for student and teacher to carry out the teaching and learning process. So there are several things that underlie this. The first is technology and economic. As you know that not all students are able to take advantage of technology such as the smartphone, laptop, and internet network. So because of the influence of the economic, which is still a lot of inequality in everywhere, therefore it's not possible to have it all. And then followed by parents who doesn't understand of the technology. So how can they teach their children to learning by online learning at home? And how can the online learning process can be happen for the teachers and students? Okay, the second one is the effectiveness. Wherever clearly traditional classes are the best because here students can interact directly with other students and also teachers that exist. Essentially, human beings are social, so we need others and we need the others human. So the more interacting with other people is the best thing. Whether it's about teaching or the tasks or whatever the online, whatever the learning process. So with online class, it only educates the students to be antisocial human because anything it depends on the technology, not for the people. So in short, I don't agree with online learning, and the offline or the traditional class is still the best choice for learning process. Okay, that's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, I am Leni Fatimah, NIM 2018-025. I'm sorry, Ayu, but I disagree with your statement because, in my opinion, traditional learning is the best choice than online learning. My reasons are in traditional learning, it's like fact. I mean, the students always depend on the teacher, so it's make the students are not independent. In traditional learning, it will be students become lazy. And in traditional class, there is favoritism. In class, there is teacher or lecturer that show favoritism for some of students, so the students feel they are not competent and last mark or something like that. In traditional class, these extracurricular activities affect them because there are more extracurricular activities, so the students feel difficult to focus on their learning process. The students mostly they are fun or happy with this something which affect the learning process and difficult be and the students difficult to balance between extracurricular or and learning process. And in traditional learning, time and room is limited. For example, that as we know, in Indonesia there is facility not evenly. It make the learning process not balanced between village and city. Also, there is certain time is not conducive to learn but stay forced. In my opinion, traditional learning is not best choice than online learning. Of course, online learning we can use a smartphone. Uh, it it will make the lecturer or teacher be easy to support the learning process. And online learning we can do anytime and anywhere. And online learning focus on students, not teacher. The students must be creative and dependent. Okay, that's all my opinions. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, friends, that's the first section. So the debate will continue to the second section. Let's start.
Okay, here I say that I disagree about our motion because in my opinion and based on my experience, I feel better to learning in online class than traditional class. And with online learning, and of course, with online class will reduce the cost such as boarding fee, transportation, and food costs during in boarding house. And with online class, we can do many other activities, and also we can gather with our family. And with online learning, everything feels easy because with online learning, everything feels easy because just simply using the application, we can study in distance without complicated and with the low cost. Whereas with traditional class, we will need a lot of money, and learning face-to-face is just a formality for me. And learning is not only in the class, but we can learning in the outside. So without face-to-face, we can learn as usual, even more easier than it because it's done at home. And once again, I say that I disagree with traditional class is the best choice than online class. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, I'm sorry, Meri Andisa. I disagree with your opinion because online learning is not effective. We can see the condition that we experience today. Certainly, the world is being rocked by the coronavirus. Therefore, to avoid the spread of the virus, the government established social distancing, where the outside activities that we normally do turn into activities at home. Likewise, with students, learning face-to-face were transferred to online learning. This is not effective because in online learning, we only learn by using cell phones and books. We only read and hear the materials sent by the lecturer. Sometimes there are also the lecturer who only send the segments and a little bit explain about it. This causes some students do not understand some of the material sent by the lecturer, and some students also find it's difficult to send the segments due to internet network problems. Sometimes this online learning is boring. It is different with the activities that usually we do in traditional classroom. In the morning, we get ready to go to the college and meet friends and the lecture in the classroom, which we can feel in online learning. So, in my opinion about traditional class, traditional classroom are more effective than online learning. In traditional classroom, we can meet face to face with the lecturer. We can also meet and play with the classmates. And if we still do not understand about the material that explained by the lecturer, then we can ask to the lecturer directly, and we can also ask to friends in the class who already understand about that material. Not only that, in traditional classroom, we don't just joke and learn through discussion, but we also learn how to interact with other people. We can also build confidence to get along with different people. We can also do a lot of physical activities and build good relationship with the classmates. And also, direct interaction can make the discussion active. And this traditional classroom provide an opportunities to meet in the same place at the same time. Also, traditional classroom are better than online learning because traditional classroom can improve students' ability in any way. Okay, that's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I
Waalaikumsalam.
disagree with Iink Rahmawani argument about online learning. The students aren't required the regular.
In physics, that affect the student is the student will get a damage and then often to get headache because these problems caused by the students in online learning have to learn by smartphone and their laptop. So the radiation in their smartphone or laptop will get damage to their physics. So, however, the students still communicate in the virtual application like WhatsApp. So it is really affect to their physics. So in my opinion, the traditional class is the best choice than online learning. So that's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
I'm Annisa Ananda. I disagree with your statement with the word that online class can affect student mentality. I think online class is better than traditional class. I have many reasons for that. First is more time efficiency. You don't have to prepare to go to class like traditional class. We can follow the class when under any circumstances, like to lie down, eating, or while cooking, or anything, something like that. And then the most important in online is to our networking is connected and has in. The second is more cost effective. We don't have to pay a lot for the online class like traditional class because it can be reached from we don't have to incur cost, allowances, or additional fees. Because we just have to load the files on the cell phone and we can repeat the material again when we need the explanation of the material. And then it's efficient when using online learning system because we have to buy an internet quota. So I think better than traditional class. Okay, that's all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Well, I am Leni Fatimah, NIM 2018-025. I'm sorry, Nisa Ananda, but I disagree with your statement that you state online learning is the best choice than traditional learning. But in my opinion, traditional learning is the best choice than online learning because the traditional learning has good advantages. They are in traditional learning. Uh, can support the students be led to study. Traditional learning is active learning mode, so the student learn quickly in the class. There is interaction between teacher and student. It's push the students to active in learning process. And this is most prominent features in traditional learning. And the second one, there is active participation of students and teacher. Students are actively involved in classroom activities. They can help other students in learning process. They can ask questions to the teacher if they feel difficult when learn something. In traditional learning, there is active participation. It's important to have understanding that clear about the major in the class. And in the third, in traditional learning, there is good communication than online learning. As we know, in online learning, and in traditional learning, there is good communication between students and teacher or other students. This is important to increase confidence of students. Good communication makes students be communicator, and the good teacher also feels competent after get feedback of students. And the last, in traditional learning, their schedule is well. This is the good part of traditional learning is schedule and well done. Schedule and duration of college, all of its schedule. This can help students to be disciplined and civilized. So in my opinion, online learning is not best than traditional learning because online learning, as we know, it will make the students be bored and get the affect uh, from the media. So that's all my opinion. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, friends, that's the last of the second section too. The second section. So hope you enjoy this video. So I'm sorry for our mistake. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.